Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
It seems to run on some form of electricity.
And it was wrong. It was a bad call, Ripley. It was a bad call.
Bad call.
Some are good for fighting, others for dying.
It's Just Two Movies.
Welcome back to another episode of It's Just Two Movies.
God damn, that's crisp. That's good.
Yeah, I am your guest host this week.
And what's your name?
My name's Justin, and
Okay.
I got Dan here with me. Danny.
Yep.
Danny boy.
Yep. That's me, Danny boy. I'm just a boy.
Yeah, small child.
I don't know where my parents are. This strange man.
That's right.
He's duct taped my hands together. Now I'm in the studio doing a podcast called It's Just Two Movies. If it's your first time tuning into the show, what we do here is we watch two movies. One of them is probably good. The other one, maybe not.
You never know, sometimes.
But they got something in common. And we're going to tell you about both of them. So this week was your pick?
Yes, sir.
And you went with Frailty.
I did.
Which is a movie we have discussed doing before. I can tell you Jackson's going to be upset that you got this one.
Oh, I
out
beat
from
him to
under.
it.
Yeah, you beat him to it.
Yeah.
So if you are not familiar with Frailty, I'll tell you a little bit about it. It's an older film. Frailty is an R-rated 2001 thriller horror film, 1 hour, 40-minute runtime. It's got a 7.2 out of 10 on IMDb, 75% on Rotten Tomatoes, 64% on TV Guide.
TV Guide, huh?
TV Guide. 76% of Google users like this movie. Release date April 12th, 2002. Weird. I thought I said 2001. Whatever. Directed by Bill Paxton, which I did not know.
I read that whenever it was starting.
Yeah, pretty cool. Screenplay by Brent Hanley. Box office $17.4 million on a budget of $11 million. So this made some money.
Right.
Stars Bill Paxton, Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, him.
Right.
I've never heard of him. Powers Booth, Matt O'Leary. I mean, Brad Berryhill's credited here
Powers
as well.
Booth, though, man. What kind of name is that? That's just...
He's the man, dude. He's the fucking general in MacGruber.
Right?
Yeah, dude, I fucking love Powers Booth. I saw his name pop up on the credits, and I was like, oh, fuck, yeah.
I didn't know that was his name, but that's awesome.
It's weird to get excited about, like, a B-list actor.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what I get pumped about, though, because
Right.
he's got a very... it's his facial expression when he's not saying anything. He curls his lip and like twitches his eyebrows, and you're
Right.
like, God, he's a fucking intense dude.
He is.
Yeah. So I really, really fucking got a kick out of this. I haven't seen this in probably 15 years.
Oh, it's been that long,
A
huh?
long time since I've seen it. Yeah. I did remember the hook though,
Right.
because when I saw this, it was like 2004, 2005. I hadn't seen it, and a buddy of mine was like, "Dude, it's gonna fucking blow your mind." And I was like, okay, yeah, whatever.
Right.
So I'm watching the movie and I'm like looking for the hook the whole time. And I never did figure it out until it presented it to me. And I'm
Right.
like, oh shit, didn't see that coming.
It does it pretty good, though. If you don't know it's coming.
Yeah. What would you say this movie's kind of about without spoiling anything?
I would say it's about a fella he goes into a police station and he's telling the cop who he thinks a serial killer that's on the loose. He thinks he knows who it is, and he's telling him why.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And the police officer, although skeptical, decides to spend the evening listening to the man.
Yeah.
So, I guess let's just go ahead and shotgun this real quick.
Okay.
This is spoilers and all. I'm even going to spoil the end of the movie here in a second. So
This is a good one to watch.
It's if you don't know the hook and you've never seen Frailty, honestly, if you're starved for something to watch, it is definitely worth a watch in my opinion.
The story is amazing.
Did I rent this? Where did I watch this? I think I might have rented this one.
I watched it on YouTube for free. There was some.
I've had some issues with fucking like the clarity of stuff
Right.
on YouTube, so I don't know. I don't even fuck with it anymore. I'd rather pay $1 and fuck
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what happens. Matthew McConaughey and his brother, this is the story that he tells, were raised by their father, Bill Paxton, whom I fucking love in this movie.
Man,
Bill
he's
Paxton,
awesome.
He's on fire, dude. This must have been a passion project for him because he is just full send.
Yeah.
Their dad sees an angel comes to him one night in the middle of the night and tells him that they're God's chosen holy warriors and he's going to give them a list of demons that they need to destroy.
Right.
And these demons are they're just people.
Yeah.
So he tells his kids this, and he's like, you guys are going to help me. We're all God's chosen warriors or whatever. And they're like, the youngest boy is like very into it. The older one, not so much.
Yeah, he's having a little bit of common sense.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, he's like, Dad's just crazy. He's just a murderer.
Maybe you dreamed it, he says.
Yeah, so his dad just starts fucking bringing home people and taking them out to the woodshed and fucking killing them and making the kids watch and help bury the bodies in the fucking rose garden.
Yep.
And it just fucking keeps amping up and ramping and ramping and ramping and ramping. And you can tell that Bill Paxton thinks that he's supposed to kill his older son.
Right.
And he doesn't want to. So instead, he makes him dig a hole.
Yeah, he does. Holy shit.
A fucking big hole. What's he say? What's the size, the dimensions on it?
It was like 10 feet deep and like 15 by 15 or some shit.
Yeah, it's
a perfect square. It's huge.
Big ass hole.
Yeah, he does it in a week, which is crazy.
That is fucking crazy. I know grown men that probably couldn't dig that hole in a week.
I don't think
Also, he didn't hit any rock, so
That's true too.
It's not a big deal. You couldn't dig one out here. You'd be fucking get about 3 feet deep and be like, tink.
Right.
Get the pickaxe.
Right.
So, yeah, he's digging this hole and he's fucking hating his dad. And then he's like,
his dad's God.
His dad locks him in a fucking cellar or whatever. And he's like, fucking, you're going to figure it out. And then on I don't know. He doesn't know how long he's down there, but he hasn't had food.
It was a week at least. So the first part was a week, and then you don't know how long he's down there after that.
Yeah, because he just gives him a cup of water a day.
Right, yeah.
Which is not enough to live on, but whatever.
Right.
I'll suspend a little disbelief because they're also like angels and demons and shit.
Yeah.
So, obviously at some point the boy just hallucinates because that's what you do when you're starving to death.
Right.
And not drinking. It's like how like Indians had like sweat lodges and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Same shit. They would go and have a forced hallucination essentially.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So he gets out and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna kill this guy. We're gonna help me destroy a demon, son." And fucking the older of the two boys, he gets ready to swing that axe and he shoves it right in fucking Bill Paxton's chest.
Yeah, he does.
Kills him.
Yep.
And then you fast forward to current day, and he's taking Powers Booth out there to show him where all the bodies are buried.
Well, you skipped a pretty important part.
Which part?
When the younger brother, Bill Paxton whispers something to him.
Yeah.
And then he picks up the axe and kills the guy that they had right there in the cellar.
Oh, yeah, the younger brother does.
Yeah, the younger brother picks it up. And then that's where it starts to transition to you're starting to realize what the hook of the show is, or the movie.
All right. So you get back to present day, and Matthew McConaughey is taking Powers Booth out into this rose garden. He's going to show him where the bodies are at. And then he's like, I've been lying to you this whole time, all right. I'm actually the killer. You see, man? It'd be a lot cooler if you figured it out by now, but you didn't, so I'm just going to come out and tell you.
It's impressive you're able to remember such an important quote of the movie.
Right, yeah. Word for word, I wrote it down.
Yeah.
All right. Should be a whole lot cooler if you just knew it, man. I feel like it's not bad McConaughey. I'm coming around.
Pretty decent, yeah.
Ooh, you probably all right. Yeah, so then he's there to kill Powers Booth. But they do this thing where it's like, you're like, oh, yeah, whatever, angels, demons, yeah.
Right.
But then, like, when he lays his hands on Powers Booth is just like,
It's like he becomes weak. He can't really do anything.
Yeah, he just is, like, weakened. And they both see a vision of Powers Booth, like, killing his own mother. Right. And he's like, you didn't know anybody seen that, did you? God saw. Right. And I saw. Right. Because I'm Matthew McConaughey. And so you're like, okay, well, in this storyline or whatever, all this stuff is actually real. So Bill Paxton wasn't crazy the whole time. Right. It was like truly a holy mission from God or what have you to kill that many people with an axe.
Right. It said Otis on it. Was there something with that, or was that just happened to be like the farmer's name, I guess?
Just the name of the axe, I guess. Just named the...
Well, he got it out of the, whenever he's driving by and the... it looks like shit. I would think God was talking to me too. You see that beam of light going right down into the...
It's like the sword and the stone, but it's just an axe in a stump.
Right. And gloves.
Yeah, and
gloves. I can't figure out what these are for.
I don't know what the gloves are for yet. Right. The Lord hasn't revealed it to me yet.
Right.
Fenton.
You're thinking the whole time it's mental health. you know.
Yeah. You're like,
Or
oh.
a straight up serial killer, you know.
Yeah. But then it's like, you see the bit when they like, Fenton gets a cop to follow him out to the house, and he's like, I'll show you where the bodies are, when he's a kid.
Yeah.
And then the dad has to kill the cop because, like, he's going to find out, you know what I mean? And then he kills him, and then he fucking throws up, and he cries, and he's like, I'm a murderer now, and this is your fault. You got that man killed. Right. He's like, shit. Tonight, maybe you ain't never killed a man. I've seen you kill tons of motherfuckers.
Right.
So that's what happens in the movie. What parts that you're like, loving this?
Well, the main hook, when you find out that McConaughey is actually Adam, because he tells the whole movie as the younger, or as the older brother, like
Fenton.
He's Fenton. Yeah. And then he gets down to the end, you know, and you find out that he's the younger brother and he's the one that's actually into it. Another thing that I really liked about it is how it kind of showed, talking about, you know, how they are actually on God's, you know, doing God's will or whatever. It has where the cop doesn't recognize him. It's like he's a blur. So it's like God protected him. And then in the video, the blur follows him.
Static line just follows his face or whatever.
Right. I thought that was...
You don't have to worry about security cameras. God's on our side.
Right.
He's going to blind everybody for us, brother.
Right. And then
That's
you
supposed
find
to be
out...
Bill Paxton, but...
Right.
Bill Paxton just talks like a normal man, so I can't...
Right.
You know, I can't do an impression of Bill Paxton. Here's my impression of Bill Paxton. Listen, Fenton, God will blind them for us. It's nothing.
Right.
Like, it's just a normal man with a bit of a southern twang.
Right. Man, Bill Paxton was great in this. I mean, there was times, it was kind of weird how he played, like when he was first explaining it to his son, it almost like it was like he was, like he knew he was full of shit, like the way he was saying it.
Yeah.
Like he's just like making it up, you know, as he goes, and he's like, I don't know, this is complete bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
But then there's times when he's like completely into it, and it's like he really believes everything to do with it. And as they get more and more into it, you know, it's just nonstop.
He seems crazier but more sincere as the movie goes on.
Right. Yeah.
Until he's dead. And then all of it, like at the very, very end, you're like, oh shit, maybe Bill Paxton wasn't crazy this whole time.
Right.
But yeah, man, he is just really fucking throwing himself into it, and I really liked it. When young Fenton brings the police officer back to his house,
yeah,
and they're sitting there at the kitchen table, and he's like, you know what, why don't you just let me take a look in the cellar? The boy says it, you know, it has to be done.
Right.
And Bill Paxton's like, he looks over at Fenton, and he's like, what do you think, Fenton? Does it have to be done? Like the look on his face.
Right.
Oh, dude, shivers down my spine.
Right.
It's crazy because like I've always loved Bill Paxton.
Oh yeah.
You don't normally see him as like super fucking threatening.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a little bit in Alien.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. He's kind of like just a roughneck fucking, you know, piece by superior firepower. Anyway. Yeah, I like that. I like McConaughey as the narrator.
Oh man, yeah, of course.
Yeah. He's done a lot of narration work, like in his day. So this wasn't like a new thing to him, I don't think. Or this might be where he got his start doing it. I have no idea.
I don't know, but I mean, there's a reason why he's good at narrating. You know, he's a smooth talker.
I think this might be the first thing that I ever saw McConaughey in that wasn't a rom-com or... what's that old movie where he's like, all right.
Yeah,
the fuck is the name of it?
Dazed and Confused.
Dazed and Confused, thank you. I was like, man, the name of it just slipping my mind.
Right.
Yeah, I think this was like the first thing I saw him in ever that was like not that or a rom-com.
Right.
So I was like, holy shit, man, this guy can like, he can be kind of spooky.
Yeah, he did.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, when he was just kind of, you know, slowly talking when they were at the, you know, the FBI, you know, place or whatever.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah.
I like the flashback. I like all the flashback stuff when they're kids. Those are like good little actors.
Yeah. Add to the story really well.
Funny enough, one thing I did want to mention is, what's his name? Matt O'Leary. Matt O'Leary played young Fenton, And he was also in the movie we watched on another episode of the podcast called Sting.
Sting.
Yeah, he was in that one as well. Pretty fun, if I recall, the movie Sting.
Really?
Wait, is it Sting or Stung? Fuck, I'm going to have to look. Give me a sec. It Stung. Okay, yeah, Stung. We'll see if he was the main guy.
I don't remember Stung.
I think it was with Dave. I think we did like an Ant-Man movie, and then we did Stung.
Oh, I got you.
Man, pretty fun though. Like just giant fucking killer wasps or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, good stuff. Funny stuff.
I would not like large, killer wasp. That don't sound like fun.
No, also hard pass.
Right.
Also hard pass. Have you seen, just out of curiosity, have you seen the movie The Gentleman?
I don't think so.
Pretty good. I think I'm going to cover it on the pod at some point. But McConaughey's also in that.
Okay. Not that I know of. I don't think I've seen it.
Let's see here. I really liked Young Powers Booth in this. Smart choice for me as like just a grizzled detective or sheriff or whatever. Is he the sheriff?
No, he's the FBI. He's the guy that he's talking to the whole time.
Hell yeah.
Right.
That's what's
you
up.
do see a younger version of him, but when he's killing his mom.
Yeah, he just has more hair.
Right? Just a couple of them.
What was the woman? Did it show what her thing was?
Yeah, she was sitting, she was in a bed, and the camera went over, and you seen a guy that looked like his neck was slashed. So I guess she's a murderer. And then the old man was a pedophile.
Yeah, like kidnapped a little girl or whatever and raped and killed her.
Yeah.
How about the guy that was clearly beating his wife?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Fucking
what
that
an
guy.
asshole, yeah.
Right?
Well, that was when Bill got killed.
Yeah.
That was that guy, yeah.
They fucking got that guy out there. They knock on the door and he's like, "Hey, man, sorry, you got a tire iron? We got a flat tire out in front of your house or whatever."
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, man, I would probably help you out with that.
Who
I think
is
I got
it?
Who is it? Mind your own goddamn
Right.
business, Karen," or whatever her fucking name is.
Yeah.
Dude just comes unhit. Shut the fuck up.
Right. Over nothing. Just who is it?
God,
Mind
man.
your own fucking business.
Who talks to people like that? Well, I mean,
Man.
pieces of shit, but yeah.
For
Fuck.
real. It's
God.
insane.
Well, I mean, like she's a saint. We don't even see her on screen. She might be worse. So
That's true.
Who the fuck knows? That's like there's an Old Crow Medicine Show song that I like, and it's I think it's called "Let It Alone," but it's about like you hear somebody fighting and carrying on in their house, just leave them alone. They practice that shit every night. They know
Right.
what they're doing.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't account for like abusive relationships and shit like that, but.
Right.
Man, some people just like fucking screaming at each other.
Yeah.
It's never been my forte. I don't like loud verbal arguments.
Right.
I like discourse.
Yeah, of course.
I don't even like discourse, to be honest with you, but whatever. Got to do it. But yeah, that guy was a huge fucking piece of shit.
He was.
He fucking smoked Bill Paxton in the guts with that fucking tire iron too.
Yeah, he
Got it
did.
good.
Yeah. Yeah, he was hurting.
Fucking A, man. There's a whole hurting for certain.
Right. I wonder if that's how. Well, I mean, he hit him with that axe. He didn't see it coming.
Right. I like the way his holy weapons are just like gloves, an axe, like a felling axe,
Right. And a pipe.
and just a piece of lead pipe.
Right. Yeah. Like a
That's
foot
it.
long.
Those
Yeah.
are the holy weapons that you
Which-
can. You probably could have destroyed those demons with like just a regular hammer,
Right.
or
Yeah, but
a piece of copper pipe. Like I don't think it really would have
God
mattered.
talked to him, man. It did matter.
I guess
If he didn't use them, it wouldn't have been the holy.
I would have liked to have seen a scene where he finds like I know it showed him like seeing the pipe or whatever.
Right.
But I would have liked that to be more of like an Excalibur moment. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like him just a lunatic finding this
How
piece of
about-
pipe and going, "It's the one."
Right. Well, how about when he's underneath the car and the angel visits him? And what I really did like about that part is he's under there and he sees it and he's wide eyed just staring at this angel coming down to him, and it changes, and it's like,
yeah.
if you're seeing this, man, of course you really think this shit's happening, you know?
Right.
And then what was really funny about it, how it zoomed back and it's behind the car and you see him just sitting under
Just
the
fucking
car.
laying there.
Exactly. I didn't know why it did that, but I really liked that
It's
scene.
so
I thought
it's so
it was
you can just see
funny.
that like this guy's just insane. It's to let they're trying to get you to think that he's crazy. So
Right.
later when you find out that he's not, you're like, "Oh, misdirect."
Right.
But yeah, when he's seeing the angel and the angel's like flying down, it's got a big flaming sword and like just a beard with a hella spirit gum on it to get it to stick on that guy's face. Like his very obviously fake beard.
Right.
Man, I got a kick out of that. Yeah.
I know. I wish it would have looked strange.
I wish it would have been the biblically accurate angel with like all just wings and eyeballs everywhere. Be not afraid. You know, that fucking thing. God, I love that. When it's just like a dude in armor, I'm like,
right.
Whatever, boring.
Right.
Lazy. But when it was like, when he's having that first vision, he like wakes up in the middle of the night and he's got a trophy with an angel on it, and it's like getting brighter and brighter until he can't even look at it.
Right.
I'm like, that was pretty tasteful, actually, because it leaves a little to the imagination.
Okay.
But when he's laying under the car and you just see a guy with a fake beard and a fiery sword, you're like, all right, well, whatever.
I did like how it like changed the whole view of under the car to make it look like it was like more there than just right under the car.
Yeah, that is a in-camera effect, and I don't remember exactly how they do that. I think what they do is they move the camera away as they zoom. I'm doing it with my mouth. They either move the camera closer and zoom out, or they zoom in and pull the camera away.
Okay.
I don't remember how they do, but that's kind of to the effect of what's happening when you see those kind of shots in films, where like the background gets closer.
Right.
I don't know how to say it, but that's what's going on.
I got you.
Yeah, it does look good though. It's good. It's cool effect for it.
Yeah.
Especially in that limited amount of space underneath that car.
Yeah,
Fucking turned out good.
Made it feel like a bigger scene than being under a car, you know.
Hell yeah.
Man, I tell you what I really did like about the ending.
Can you imagine if you would have got that catalytic converter off that car? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
A couple of those puppies. Whoo!
Hell yeah, man. You know what's good around here.
Hell yeah. Get you some catalytic converters. You swap that out for some crystal meth.
Right?
That's how you do business in the Midwest.
Is that what they do? Do they trade it? Is that what they trade for crystal meth?
I don't know.
Probably.
Oh, luckily nobody's got any of mine. So, knock on wood.
No joke. Right?
Oh, of course you get shot doing it out here. In the middle of town, somebody would just turn on their porch light and go, "You get out of here."
Right. Yeah.
Out here, fucking, I've been more scared of my old man than me shooting you. The old dad would just fucking pull out a gun and start fucking letting loose. He's scary as hell.
He gets you before you come down the driveway. I worry every time I come here and it's dark.
Yeah, he'll be like, "Hey, I'm gonna go out and shoot," and I'll be like, "All right, hey, I can go get my kid and be like, let's go get ice cream. Just get the fuck out of here for a little while Pops is shooting." His fucking gun safety is like non-existent. He's terrifying to shoot.
That's not good.
Yeah, no, I don't like it.
I wouldn't expect that.
Fucking makes me uneasy. Well, because I'm very anal about firearm safety.
Right, yeah.
I love guns, but I also like to be alive and don't want to accidentally kill anyone.
Heck yeah.
So,
I'd say
safety
that's good.
It's pretty paramount, important stuff.
Very important, yeah. Safety first, for sure.
I love it. Let's see here. What else? What else about this?
I really liked the ending, how he not only was able to get away with everything, but how he did it, how he had the FBI agents, Mr. Booth's, Powers Booth or whatever his name is, how they had him on the list, and then they found Fenton downstairs in the basement of his house.
Loved it.
At the very end. Man, how they just tied it up. And then he's the sheriff at the end.
And he looked like a lunatic, too.
Right.
So somebody else from the FBI comes in to go check in with let's go down to Jackson County, fucking wherever they are, Texas. And he gets in there to go talk to the sheriff, and it's Matthew McConaughey. He's taking a job as a lawman now.
Right, yeah.
And he's the pregnant lady that was the secretary, that's his wife.
Right.
She's pregnant, and he's like, "I love you, honey. We're just gonna stay strong for the Lord."
Right.
Kind of, insinuating that this pattern is just going to continue.
Oh, yeah. And that's something that made me think about a sequel. And I'm glad they didn't do a sequel, but they set it up to be able to do a ton of stuff with that if they wanted to.
Oh, you could now.
Right. Yeah.
Frailty 2, Electric Boogaloo. Yeah, you could. And just the McConaughey is like a fucking insane old man.
Right.
Because he is an old man now.
That's true.
He's not 30 anymore.
Well, you know how when you sometimes make a sequel, you just shouldn't, right?
That's true.
That's kind of what I would think about the story of this. But now enough time has passed that you probably could do something cool with it.
What do you even do with a hook at this point?
Well, you wouldn't be able to have. Well, it would have to be something completely different. But even if you don't have a hook, you could go a completely different. It's almost like a Dexter vibe. I mean, you could turn this into a TV series.
What if twist for Frailty 2 Electric Boogaloo that they've actually been talking to the devil this whole time.
Oh.
And they're just murdering people.
Right.
Ooh, so retwist the twist from the first movie. I don't know where the fuck else you would go with that.
Yeah, but how would you do that when you've already, out of the first one, it showed the people and that they were bad and that they were doing bad things?
Fuck, I don't know. Maybe the paralysis is something else.
The lines got switched along the way.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe one day the devil just snuck in and was like, hey.
In the first one, they were good, but over time, he went to evil. Without even realizing it.
Yeah, something like that.
Right.
Something like that.
Excellent.
Yeah, man, I liked it though. How many Otis felling axes thumbs would you give it out of 10, I guess?
Well, if it was on story alone, I would say a 10 without a doubt. Because the story and the hook and everything
it's pretty good.
Is awesome. I really loved it. I am gonna say a 9. And it's not perfect. I really loved the movie, and the acting I thought was really well. It seemed at low budget. Where'd $7 million go? I don't know.
Yeah, 11.
$11 million?
Yeah,
Where'd that go?
So, yeah.
I don't know. So, I mean, it's not perfect, but I really, really like this movie.
Yeah, probably just McConaughey and Paxton and getting somebody to dig that hole. It's probably $11 million. I wouldn't dig that motherfucker. But hell no. McConaughey, get your ass in that hole and dig that thing. And he'd be like, ooh, all right.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, call me Bud. Yeah, man, I think I'm going to go 8.5. There was some stuff that like for period piece films, some stuff that I was like, I don't know, that's a little far-fetched. And I don't mean like the science fiction aspect of it. I just mean like the regular story of the family.
Right. Yeah.
Some of that I was like, fuck, I don't know about that. It seems like a bit of a stretch.
Right. But
I do like it. The period piece part of the film, like everything that's like in the era, the vehicles, the road signs, the school, the playground, like everything about it, I'm loving it. I think it was really well done.
Yeah, they did do good there.
Let's see here. I really like McConaughey. See, it makes me wonder, though, that first scene where McConaughey's got his shirt off and the phone rings.
Right.
And they pick up the phone on the other end, and he's like, Adam? So what is that scene? Is that just a fabrication? Because during the flashback, you can't tell who's who anyway.
Right.
But that first scene, is that just bullshit?
Maybe it's just to throw you off,
I guess, yeah. It's to set the tone incorrectly.
Right. Yeah.
I suppose. Yeah, I'd give it 8.5 though, man. I enjoyed it.
Awesome.
I enjoyed it quite a bit. So we are, look, full disclosure, I got a million fucking things going on this weekend. So we've already watched both movies.
Yes, sir.
But we're going to go take a little 5-minute breather, and we're going to be back, and we're going to talk to you about Cameron's Closet.
Hell yeah.
We're sticking with that demon theme.
Demons.
So we will be right back. Here's that thingy that you love so much.
We're gonna get up in it, boy.
We're back. We watched Cameron's Closet, which is an R-rated. Ooh, man, hard to come by those R. Why? Why is this R-rated in 1988? That does not track for me.
Man, the demons back then, it was scary. It was scary for its time.
I fucking guess. The hour 28-minute runtime. 5 out of 10 on IMDb. 18% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's a little harsh. 3 out of 5 on Letterboxd. 80% of Google users like this movie. Now, that's how you know you're in for a treat.
Right.
When Google's like, actually, buckle up, baby. Release date January 13th, 1989. Directed by Armand Mastroianni.
Yep.
Armand Mastroianni.
That's right.
Written by Gary Brandner. This film stars Cotter Smith, Dort Clark. What a name. Scott Curtis, Mel Harris, Tab Hunter. Some of these weird names. Tab.
There is some
Dort.
strange names on this one.
Doc D. Charbonneau, Kim Langford, and there's at least one more I want to mention. Chuck McCann. Chuck McCann. He played the older of the two doctors, like in the beginning.
Right.
And also Gary Hudson. He was the stepdad.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Right. Boy, he still
Mom's
looks.
boyfriend.
He still looks the same.
He does. I saw him. Yeah.
Yes.
When I was looking at the cast.
Very
He
punchable
does.
face. Yeah.
He does, dude.
He looks like
plays.
he'd hit a lady. I mean, I'm not saying he would. I'm sure he's a very nice guy, but he's
Right.
got the
He
face.
plays.
He plays a womanizer pretty well.
I was thinking that he plays that character too well. Like that's him.
Wasn't there a pro wrestler that kind of had that same thing going on?
Chris Benoit.
Yeah, had a bunch of stubble in the fucking
Yeah.
slick greasy ass hair.
It ended up killing his family and himself.
Holy fuck, was that him for real?
Yeah.
Oh shit! All right.
Yeah.
Man, not up on my WWF lore, I guess. That was
Right.
before they got the F out.
That was,
That's the WWE Extreme
that was good.
Wrestling.
Dude, let me fucking tell you. That's off topic, but my kids are fucking into it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear it's back. There's a lot of people, people our age, that are into it.
Really, really into it. We went to WWE in St. Louis here recently, and they loved it.
I went to a WWF thing once when I was like, I don't know, I couldn't drive yet, so I was probably like 14.
Right.
I went with my buddy and his older brothers, and I saw Steve Austin. I got the big foam finger.
Nice.
And we saw The Rock.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, that was all I really fucking cared about. I was like, the rest of it could have been like just amateur hour. I wouldn't give a shit.
Right.
But yeah, it was fun time, man.
That's the time.
Yeah.
I was into it in high school, man. I'm not now, but my kids love it, and we've been watching it a little bit here and there. So
Nice.
anyway, sorry.
Anyway, back on top.
Right.
Look, I'm just going to be upfront with you. This movie, although it is a lot of fun, it's very drawn out.
Yeah.
And it's kind of slow.
Yeah,
It's real slow, right in the middle.
Yeah, it is.
But there's a lot of fun to be had on all parts of it. It's just that middle bit's a little slow.
It's even a short movie.
So what would you say in a couple of sentences that it's about?
It is about a boy that has special powers, telekinesis, I believe is what they say. Something along those lines. And he gets this toy that ends up being a demon of some sort.
Yeah.
And then it's about him, having to deal with that demon.
Yeah. He has like just some sort of psychic link with a demon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. All right, I'm going to attempt to spoil the whole film for you now.
It's going to take 12 seconds.
So the kid's being studied by two doctors, kind of Stranger Things style. And then his dad was one of the doctors. His dad dies, so he has to go live with his mom. Well, his mom moves in with her boyfriend or whatever, because he's got a house or they have a house together. Whatever. I don't know what the deal is. It doesn't matter. He moves in with his mom and a stepdad type. The stepdad type guy is an asshole. Demon eventually kills the asshole. Cops come poking around. One of the cops is like, something supernatural is going on here, and I have a crush on my therapist. And she's like, I have a crush on this guy. I've made it completely clear.
Right.
Yeah, he would have to be the dumbest man in the world or just hate Poontang.
Yeah, it's like the basic instinct, where she's spreading her legs wide and crossing her legs,
She's just, she's coming on like very strong.
Right.
Which is like this would miserably fail the Bechdel test. Are you familiar with what that is?
No.
So it is a test that gives like credence to female characters in cinema. Yes. Go ahead, get it out.
Sorry. No, that's it.
That one's staying in for posterity. So anyway, the basic thing, there are several points to a Bechdel test, but the easiest way to do it is go, okay, that character in the film, if that was a man, does that character still make sense?
Okay.
And if it does not, then it's not going to pass the Bechdel test.
Okay.
It's because she doesn't have agency as a character. She is just there to be eye candy and to be a thing that's eventually desired by the protagonist.
Right.
That's pretty much, she's just kind of filling up space. She's not doing a whole lot.
That's right.
She'll come in and say some shit to like help lead the guy in the right direction, but he could have come to those conclusions naturally. It's why it just doesn't make sense.
Right. I mean, she even plays towards the end of the movie a bigger role too.
Yeah, and she was good. I thought she was probably one of the better acted characters in it.
Right.
And the cop
too.
She did look familiar. I wonder what she's in. Hold up.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna find out right quick.
She was One of the only ones that actually looked like somebody I recognized.
She's in K9.
Oh, right. K9.
30-something.
Yeah.
Wanted Dead or Alive.
Okay.
My Brother's Wife.
Yeah.
Cameron's Closet, of course.
Ah, that's where I know her from.
Oh, she's in some Murder, She Wrote.
Ah, maybe.
Damn. The Retrievers. It looked like she was a mom in some like, oh fuck, she's in fucking Raising Cain with John Lithgow.
Is she in Rad?
Red?
Rad.
I haven't seen that one pop up. Let's see here. Suture, Purple Heart, Shut Eye, Something So Right, Welcome to Paradise, Ultimate Betrayal, Sonic Impact, Sharon's Secret, Broken Lullaby. God damn, this is a hard-working woman.
No, that's not who I thought it was. Never mind.
Oh, The Spider and the Fly. That's a pretty good flick, I think.
Yeah, it's about the spider and the fly.
Yeah, you know the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're padding for time in case that's not being clear.
What?
But she's in a lot of stuff, and that is
I just thought she looked familiar. I got all kinds of things to say about this movie.
Mel Harris. Yeah, she looks like she was probably a mom in a lot of Disney stuff, but she wasn't. She just kind of looks like she would have been. Yeah, so eventually, you know, the cop, he's like, I'll be your father figure, kid.
Right.
Which
is
and
kind
then
of strange.
they beat the demon. So that's the whole thing. Here's my favorite part of the whole movie is like when you get some of that demon.
Right.
Oh my God.
It's great.
Sweet release. Like I just been waiting the whole time. Like, let's see this. Come on, take me all the way, baby.
Right.
And then you get it and you're like, oh my God. It's just like paper mache and fucking
I know.
has
dude.
one still expression on its face. I fucking love it.
It looks like a bigger version of the little bitty toy statue he has, which is not any detail at all.
No, it's just very bland looking.
Yeah.
It's got red eyes though.
That's right.
That's how you know. And a mouth that is open with pointy teeth.
Yeah, dude.
And that's about all you get.
There is a couple of scenes where he's in the closet where all you see is like the red eyes, you know?
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I picked this movie
Tell me.
for a reason because I remembered seeing this in the past.
You know, fucked you up when you was a kid?
I was really young and those red eyes fucked me up as a kid. Yes.
Yeah, I can see that. Just thinking there's a fucking critter.
Right.
And
So, of course, then you start seeing in your closet, you start seeing that shit.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
I was young.
It was never fucking glowing eyes that got me, but like those like reflective, like a cat's eyes when you hit them with a flashlight. That shit fucking creeped me out.
Oh, yeah. And we
'Cause I'm
always
like,
had cats.
They're like fucking green and fucking...
Right? I know.
You can see the iris, like you can tell they're looking directly at you.
I
Oh,
know.
creepy. Don't like it. Not a fan.
I agree.
Yeah, so that the demon's a lot of fun.
He is.
Child actor was fine, I guess.
Yeah, he was all right. He's a little strange in places. But, man, there was a couple of things that I did like. The first scene when the father dies.
Yep.
Gets decapitated. You know,
Yeah.
the demon kind of turns the machete... That he's carrying a machete around the house.
Yeah, like a psycho.
What is he going to do with the machete? Anyway.
He's thinking about killing the kid, I think.
Oh, was he going to kill the kid?
I think maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. And
well,
just
they
didn't have
said
the
that he
heart to do
needed
it.
to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He told the other guy he had to do it or whatever.
Eat that mic a little bit.
Yeah, so he told the other guy that he had to do it
Yeah.
or whatever. The guy that you were talking about earlier.
Couldn't do it.
No, I mean, yeah. Well, and he was getting up in the attic. He was using a fucking chest or something he was standing on. What are you going to try to... You can't get in the attic like that.
Right. And I could just see the medical examiner showing up and being like, so what was he doing? He was like standing on a box in the closet trying to get in the scuttle hole.
Right.
And what were his injuries? He was decapitated.
Right.
Just seems like a regular accident. Excuse me?
Right. Yeah.
Well, actually, there was another incident earlier at the boy's house with his father. He died in his son's closet.
Right.
Decapitation. They're like, what?
That dude, that kid's closet was pretty fucking cool at the beginning.
Yeah.
It was huge.
Yeah.
Like, he was in there playing with his toys. You know, he had like his own world he could go into. Another spot that I really liked was when the asshole mom's boyfriend, because as soon as he comes to live with them, he's a fucking asshole. And he's like taking advantage of the mom, you know.
Oh, yeah, big
he's
time.
working out. He's in his shorts and he's all sweaty. He comes up to the room and he's just a fucking dick to this kid.
An aspiring actor.
Yeah. Yeah. And, the whole thing, He's just an asshole. So when he comes up to the closet,
When he's like, I look like him. She's like, what? He's like, Mark Antony. I saw a picture one time. I was born to play this role. Fuck off.
Man. So he goes up and he's like, oh no, don't go in there. The kid's telling him not to open the closet. And he opens the closet and then you see the red eyes right there. And then he's all of a sudden, his eyes are burnt out. You can't see, it's just these spots. And then he gets thrown out the fucking window and lands on the car.
100 feet.
It's pretty fucking cool. I liked the death.
I like the death too. Like that's what I was going to say is like that when they launched that body out of that house.
Right.
Dude, not exaggerating. They probably launched this fucking body or dummy or whatever's going on there. 80 feet, like from the window to the car it lands on. Because like I've seen a 60-foot ladder further than that.
Right.
For sure. Further than that. Absolutely.
And it looked good.
It did look pretty fucking good, man. I liked
thrown out that window. Yeah. And he had it coming. It was well deserved.
That he was murdered because he was rude to a little boy.
He's a fucking dick, dude.
He was a fucking dick. I don't know about getting launched 80 feet out a window, but he was a dick.
Right. You know.
Maybe just like burn one of his eyes shut.
Right. Exactly.
Probably would have been fine. Could probably course corrected him,
It's going to ruin his career anyway,
He doesn't look like Mark Antony anymore.
He don't.
No. He looks like Blackbeard.
He does.
Without the beard.
Yeah.
So that was really good. The shit when it opens up and he's like doing the telekinesis or whatever.
Right.
Like, God damn, man, for the 80s, this looks pretty fucking spectacular.
Really did,
yeah. Is it good? No.
Right.
But for the era, it's surprisingly good.
Right.
Compared to the rest of the movie that's just nothing for an hour. It's like the first like 15 to 20 minutes, really interesting. The next like hour, pretty dry. The last 10 minutes, mwah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like they took an episode of a show and and it's short too. It's not very long movie.
No, but yeah, we were talking about that. It feels like an episode of a thing.
Right.
Rather than a movie. Like if you just cut out 25 minutes or if you cut out 40 minutes out of this movie, I don't think anyone would notice.
You'd have to weave a few things together of the story, but it wouldn't take much.
It wouldn't take much finesse at all. I think I could I wonder if I can recut a film. Like, how does that work?
I don't know.
I mean, I know that's a thing that I can do. I mean, like legally, can I do that and just like put it up somewhere and go, hey, it's, it's for
it probably
free
depends on if you're making money off of it, right?
Yeah, I don't want to make any money off of it.
Right.
I mean, I would love to make money off of it, but then I have to like, pay other people for it and get rights and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
But I wonder if I can just like make a cut of a film.
I don't know.
I don't know how that works. Something to Google. If you know, write me at it's-just-two-movies@gmail.com. I would be happy to discuss it with you.
That'd be nice to know.
It would be nice to know. Because I would take some of these, because, man, we watch a lot of movies on this fucking podcast that is their primary problem. They were trying to fill a certain time gap and they didn't have quite enough story to work with.
Right.
So they take three things and they stretch them out and make them fucking take forever. They'll pepper in somebody chewing scenery for fucking 3 minutes. You know what I mean? Just a guy staring off in the distance.
Right, yeah.
Why? Like, get it out of there. It used to just be more commonplace in those older eras. You see less of it now, I think. But, yeah, so this is one that kind of, it suffers from a bit of that for sure.
I mean, the whole thing is a little bit cheesy, but I mean, it's great. That's part of what's kind of cool about it,
Yeah, I guess this was probably like what they thought was a clever spin-off off of a Possession. Like, all this stuff is obviously off the heels of The Exorcist.
Right.
Which was 79. When did The Exorcist come out? I don't know. It was before fucking 88.
Right.
1973.
Ooh, yeah.
Have you seen The Exorcist?
Fuck yeah.
Dude.
That's a good movie.
A fucking staple of a fucking amazing horror film.
Right. I do like that.
We took my kid to see it last year at the drive.
How'd that go?
I had forgotten a couple of things about it, and I was like, she's like stabbing herself in the vagina with the crucifix, being like, Jesus, fuck you. I'm like, this is probably a little too heavy.
Right. Yeah.
But it has got her to like want to watch more
Oh,
scary
really?
stuff.
That's cool.
So, yeah, you know, that first thing that like really scares the shit out of you, it's a little exhilarating.
Right?
Because nothing bad's going to happen to you, but you get
Right.
that little dopamine hit of like, ooh,
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, this I don't think has any of that. This
No.
fucking Cameron's Closet. But I did have fun watching it. Like,
yeah.
I had a hoot with it. And believe it or not, that is not even close to the worst demon I've seen on committed to screen.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Actually, that's
it's fucking crazy. We covered an episode of the podcast where, oh god, it was one I covered with Birdman, and it was like a rock band, and they were going to record an album in fucking Canada. And then at the end, it turns out the lead singer for the metal band is like, he's like an angel, and they're there to fight the devil because the devil's in that recording studio. Rock and Roll Nightmare.
Rock, and you covered that on the podcast?
Yep, sure did.
What was it with? What was the good movie?
Whiplash.
Okay. I do remember Whiplash. I haven't watched Whiplash, but I remember the episode.
It's so good. If you ever watch the other two movies I let you borrow, I'll let you borrow Whiplash.
I'm going to get one of them.
It is fantastic. Okay. Like, Whiplash is, it's one of those movies that, like, I rented it and I watched it and it had quite an impact on me, and then I just kind of forgot about it. Right. And then I was thinking of stuff to watch for the podcast, and I wound up buying a new copy of it on Blu-ray this I'm like, man, this has got to be in my collection. This is a fucking piece of work, baby.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one. It's nice. Man, I'm watching some different ones. I'm trying to, watch some of the backlog.
Man, if I didn't have shit to do as soon as we're done recording this podcast, I'd be like, hey, you got 10 minutes to watch the last 10 minutes of the movie Whiplash, because it's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
And like, even if you're not going to watch the whole fucking movie, which you should, because it's incredible.
One day.
But that last scene, it's just a dude playing drums is all it is. But it's fucking amazing. Yeah. Like, because it's Miles Teller, the actor, actually doing most of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty cool. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about this. How many weird demon thumbs?
Weird demon thumbs.
I guess.
Macrame, what is it?
Paper mache.
Paper mache thumbs.
Yeah, hold on, man.
Paper mache demon
I gotta
thumbs.
show you this thing. Devil from Rock and Roll Nightmare. Let me show you what he looks like. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Feast your eyes on this fucking guy.
Oh, wow. That is good.
Yeah, like his arms are just made of PVC pipe and shit. It is. There's weird little, like, finger puppet demon monsters in it, too. It's fucking zany. How many demon thumbs you want to give old fucking Cameron's Closet?
Man.
How many thumbs you want to pump into Cameron's Closet? You fucking sicko.
Man, let me tell you, this is something I remember watching when I was younger. I don't have a whole lot of nostalgia for it or anything. I barely remember parts of it. It was all right in parts. I didn't love it. I'm going to go with a 7.
Go 7?
I really like the demon in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go hard 8. Like, this is a fun one to watch. It'd be a really fun one to watch over a couple of beers, because when you get to the boring part, you just back and drink a couple of beers and bullshit.
Right.
Because then it ratchets back up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But the first half and the first quarter and the last quarter, I was fucking all in.
Right.
Like, really, really enjoying myself with that. So, yeah, we rated it. Let's go ahead and kick it off to the next segment of the show.
Hey, what you watching?
Okay, so what have I been watching? Let me tell you, I watched...
Tell me in the microphone.
Tell you in the microphone.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, I watched Wild River, the remake.
River Wild?
Yeah, the River Wild. Just River Wild.
Just River Wild.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Not regular wild, not white girl wild. River Wild.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Which is, if you're from Missouri and you've gone floating, you know is a very specific level of wild.
That's correct.
Yeah.
This is more wild than I've been on River Wild. I haven't been that River Wild myself.
You have never been River Wild?
I've not been that river wild.
Man.
I've been like current river wild, but not like rapid river wild.
I've been in the process of River Wilden
Yeah.
and just been like, hoo-wee, this is too much fun.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll dial it back, and sometimes I just fucking step on the gas.
Yeah.
But I got my first job working on the river, so I spent a ton of time. Like, I spent an unnatural amount of time on the river.
Really?
Yeah, like a lot.
It's fun. Man, I love drinking a beer on a river.
I worked on the river, you know,
Floating. It's fucking a good time.
Yeah, just get on a fucking canoe and cut trees out of the fucking river from a flood or whatever, and
Right.
just go there and fucking drinking beer. And I could float for free because I worked at a place that did that, and
Nice.
I worked with a bunch of guys that were older than me that would buy me beer, so
Hell yeah.
that works out. Yeah,
You got to figure it out.
I still love fishing and drinking too, so those things still track.
Nice.
I don't get to the river as much as I'd like to, but I still do love it. I just love a dirty old muddy river.
Right.
Sticking my hands in holes looking for catfish, and
Man, we go down not Current River. That's where we go when we go floating usually. But
you go black, don't you?
Black, yeah, down Centerville, and it's a nice spot. They did some work to it. It seems like they moved some rock around.
Oh man, speaking of which, in Lesterville, this was like a couple of weeks ago, there was some fucking teenager or whatever was popping off at the mouth to some man or something. Look, I don't want to say the story wrong. There was a verbal altercation, and a guy fucking came back later when the young person was like obliterated drunk and beat him within an inch of his life, and then fucking fled the state.
Really?
So they're still looking for him.
Wow.
Right.
I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, that happened. Alicia knows more about it than I do. That was just like in passing. I'm like, holy shit, that happened out at a place we've been camping. That's crazy.
Wow.
But yeah, wild shit be happening on the river. So you watched River Wild. I watched River Wild. What'd you think?
Right. It was good. It was entertaining. I remember watching the original. I don't remember every step of it, but we were watching it. My wife picked it out, and I'm like, is this a remake? Because this feels like I've watched this before. And then I didn't even realize it was a remake, and then we found out it was, and I'm like, that makes sense. But yeah, I liked it. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it is pretty good.
Right.
It's one of those things where, like, if you haven't seen The River Wild in so long, I don't know if it's a better movie. I kind of would like to go back and rewatch the original now.
I'd have to definitely rewatch it to know.
I feel like maybe they just modernized it.
Probably.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But still, good flick because it's a good story.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess, regardless. And the people that are in it can act and do a good job.
So, they're coming out with Meg 2, I assume.
Yeah, Meg 2, The Trench.
Camden is really into sharks.
Good man.
We watched the Meg as a family.
Yeah.
We liked it. It was pretty good.
What'd you think about Jason Statham fucking punching that Meg?
That's a little ridiculous, to be honest with you.
I seen that fucking shark. Crocky. He's Australian, maybe. I don't know. I like the Meg. Like, it is exactly what you think it's going to be.
Yeah, it is.
It doesn't give you anything more, nothing less. Jason Statham fights a giant shark.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like the bit where there's their underwater base or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, that place is fucking dope.
It really is. Yeah.
I'd go hang out in that motherfucker.
Holy shit. Could you imagine that little girl when the Meg comes up and chomps down on it? That would be so fucking scary. And it was pretty cool how they go down and then whatever it is they go through that keeps the Meg down there or whatever.
Yeah, it's just a hyper frozen layer
it's really
or something.
Cold or something, I guess,
Yeah.
right? So I didn't know what that was about or if that's a real thing, but that was pretty damn interesting.
I don't believe so, but I could be wrong. I think that
ocean
bit
is so fucking crazy.
The ocean is fucking crazy. It's crazy. The deeper you go, the crazier it gets too.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Who knows what the fuck's down there?
Nobody.
I'll tell you what's not down there.
The Meg.
The Meg? I hope not.
Jason Statham fucking punched it. I seen it.
That's true, but there's a second one, so who knows?
That's true. It was in the trench the whole time.
There's not a submarine with 5 fellas in it. That's for sure.
Right. I like the way. Isn't the second Pacific Rim movie just called The Trench? Also, Pacific Rim 2, The Trench?
I'm not sure.
I think they're just calling stuff The Trench now.
They must. There's
Yeah,
a lot
I
of
want
trenches
to.
in the
I want to
ocean.
see it too. It looks cool. I still haven't got to see Oppenheimer, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem, which I really fucking want to watch.
Yeah.
I love the way that as a species we've decided we're just going to take another crack at the Ninja Turtles like every 6 years.
Right?
I love it.
A
I love it.
completely different.
And you know what? I'm glad they did because I feel like this one's going to get it right.
You think?
I was hugely disappointed with both of the Michael Bay films.
Right.
Like really, really like devastated, like
Right.
sad.
Yeah,
After I
'cause-
watched them, I was like, now I'm never going to get another one. Like
Right.
it's never going to happen again. Then I heard they were making 2 and I was like, you're making it worse. But
Right.
I watched the second movie and I was like, well, this is actually better than the first one. But they ruined the reputation of it with the first one. So the
Right.
second one just lost a shitload of money, even though it's a better film.
Right. Yeah, it's because people they're already out on that
Yeah.
set of Ninja Turtles or whatever.
Yeah.
That
Me too.
right.
Honestly.
Man, I'm telling you, the fucking from the 80s, those Ninja Turtles or the early 90s, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Man, those rubber ass suits they were in, those were fucking cool. I'm sorry. I love those movies.
That first movie's a banger.
Yeah, the first
the
two.
Second one is not as good, but it's not bad. And then they just get incrementally fucking terrible.
Ridiculous, yeah.
Real bad.
Yeah, they get samurai shit in the third one, right?
We covered that one on the
you
podcast.
did.
That's
That's
with
right.
Palm Springs and Teenage Mutant Ninja
Yeah.
Turtles 3 Tit.
That's right. I do have that in my list. It's on my shelf at home. I mean,
What, Palm Springs? Or
Ninja Turtle
TMNT3 Tit?
yes,
Oh,
tit.
nice. Oh, well, got a little tit in there.
Yeah.
That's good. I
I
like
mean,
it.
I do have nude nuns with big guns as well.
Click clow.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
that's an old episode you should check out.
Yeah,
too.
all part of the It's Just Two Movies collection. Hey, if you don't follow us on some social networks, I am going to do some giveaways. I think like in the next month or so on our socials. I just have been collecting a couple of movies, and I'm like, I'll give this away. So stay tuned. Get some stickers and a T-shirt and shit for free for just sending me a message. But you can follow us on Facebook. Not really. I think I just deleted Twitter or X or whatever the fuck.
Right?
I don't know. I hate it.
I
but
haven't messed with it since it's been X. It's weird.
Instagram came out with Threads, so we are on Threads. Instagram, Facebook. I think that's it. YouTube. Yeah, we're also on YouTube. Give us a follow there.
The TikTok.
And a like if you don't mind. If you're listening to this on YouTube and you're still sticking around, go ahead and give me a like.
If you've made it this far.
Yeah, if you made it this far, you fucking might as well. You ain't doing nothing else. Come on. I'll give you a second.
Yeah, right. Nobody's actually there right now.
Okay. You got it? Thank you, man. I really appreciate that.
Heck yeah.
That helps out the show a lot. So feel free to give us a follow anywhere. As far as what I've been watching a show on Apple TV called The After Party.
Okay, haven't even heard of it.
That's pretty good. I'm caught up with it, current with it right now. So the idea is a bunch of friends or whatever, they wind up at an after party. There's a murder. Okay?
Okay.
A detective comes over, and then they have to solve the whodunit.
Okay. How many seasons is that?
There are 2.
Okay.
But they're centered around the same guy. So there's a lot of writer's humor in it. Like, this is a sequel because XYZ, they really hang a lantern on it. Despite that, good show. Liking it a lot. And we also watched River Wild.
Let me guess. You also watched the 3rd season of The Gemstones.
No, I haven't yet. I'm I'm
What?
3 episodes in. I wanted to wait for it to be done so I can just binge it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You bastard. Not that we would ruin it for anybody here, but
I'll tell you where I'm at. The cousins have moved in with them.
okay.
That's where I'm at.
Okay.
They had that weird dinner where
Yeah.
Uncle Baby Billy, he's pitching that game show.
Yeah.
That episode. And that's
Baby-
as far as I've got.
Uncle Baby Billy Bonkers or whatever the hell it is. I don't remember, but dude,
Uncle Baby Billy's Bible Bonkers.
that's right.
Yep.
Man, it gets fucking good, let me tell you.
Yep.
I thought it was kind of slow the first couple of episodes, but
Last
man,
season-
it
last
gets
season-
fucking good.
The last season, I was like, man, this isn't what I wanted.
Right.
And then I have heard nothing but good things about season 3. So I'm very, very excited for them to ramp it up.
Dude, in season 4, it's renewed for season 4, which I'm fucking stoked about.
Well, they better get to fucking making it before St. Louis's own John Goodman gets too old.
Oh, dude, he's getting old.
I don't know how old he is. He looks fucking great
Shut
though.
the fuck up. We don't want to talk about that.
Oh my God.
You imagine if you killed John Goodman
By talking about it?
Yeah,
He's last on my fucking celebrity death pool.
dude, he is a legend.
He'll outlive us all.
I hope he does.
That's fucking Dan Barr. God damn it.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, I also watched. I haven't finished the new season of What We Do in the Shadows, but I started it.
Ooh. Is it over?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure now it is.
Dope.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking binge it next week.
Yeah, I need to. I haven't finished it, but
I like to shotgun them. 20 minutes a week is not enough for me.
Right.
Of that, I gotta have more.
Yeah, I get it.
Man, I fucking love Colin
But
Robinson.
then it's all. I know he is great.
Like the fact that of what his character is to me is like the funniest fucking thing in literary history, that somebody decided to write that down and go, wouldn't this be a fun character?
Right?
It fucking cracks me up, man.
The whole genre of energy vampires is hilarious to me. And it's a fucking, it seems like a real fucking thing.
Because
it
is.
Exactly.
It is, dude.
They suck the fucking energy.
Just suck the fucking life right out of you.
Yeah.
And it's not like there is a direct link to it. You ever go spend 2 hours around somebody like that? It's draining.
Yeah, it is.
By the time you're done, you're like, I'm fucking tired. I need a nap. I need to fucking sit down. Let me just fucking get a glass of water and sit down and not fucking think about anything for 20 minutes.
So let me fucking tell you something that I think is hilarious that goes with this.
Okay.
Completely off subject. TikTok. I've been getting into TikTok lately.
Oh, yeah, you have.
Adding a bunch of shit on TikTok.
We're also on TikTok, but I'm not doing as well as J-Bone here.
Well, I
He's
just
fucking killing it.
on my own thing. Not really. I had one that went pretty crazy, but they have the live on there. Well, you got to have 1,000 fucking followers to go live. I can't go live. I don't have that many followers or anything. But I was going through the live people and just, looking at them and seeing what they were talking about. And there was a fucking energy vampire. I shit you not. They were talking about it. Ask me questions. I'm a real vampire. Ask me anything kind of bullshit. And it was hilarious, dude. I watched it for a few minutes. I don't watch a lot of that shit, but holy shit, dude. I thought of that.
It was like a Colin Robinson type situation.
But it was a woman. It didn't look anything like, she was an attractive woman, but yeah, it was pretty fucking funny. I instantly thought of Colin.
Man, that's funny shit, dude. I fucking love it's such a funny bit, man. I love that.
Right.
I have not been watching a whole lot. I did watch like 2 other movies this week, and one of them I remember thinking was like, I might bring this up on the show. It's pretty all right. And I just fucking, it must have been like Monday or something, because I can't fucking remember.
That's too long ago, man.
Yeah, Monday's like forever ago.
A week ago?
I think that's about it, man. I've been pumping some jams.
Oh yeah?
Nothing new, really.
Yeah.
Just like, the same old fucking standbys, same old fucking metal standbys from 2007 through 2010 that I fucking have loved.
That's good shit though, right?
It is good shit. It is good shit.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's very true. I'll be honest with you. Like mostly what I've listened to is like an old Glassjaw album that I think is from like 2000 or like 1999 or whatever, but it's fantastic.
Nickelback, yeah, I like it too.
No, never got into the Nickelbacks in there. There was a brief moment where I was like, maybe Creed's all right.
Let me tell you, dude. People fucking hate Creed. I love Creed. I'm not gonna lie, dude.
One of the big Creed heads, huh?
Yeah, dude. With arms wide open, the whole shit. I love it. Yeah, exactly.
I know the words. I just choose not to say them.
Right. I love it.
I think that's all I've got for what you want. I've been playing that poker game on Xbox, but I think I'm gonna get Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh yeah?
I think so.
Well, Filthy Casuals did a podcast about it, and I started listening to it, but they didn't get to Baldur's Gate 3 yet, so I didn't hear what they had to say about it. But I was curious because
did you hear about that from me?
Yeah,
that podcast. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you would like it, because you're a big video game guy.
Right.
I thought that might be like what I'm like a casual video game guy. Right. I think that's kind of what drew me to it, though, is because when they started doing it, they were all like casuals. We just need to do a podcast. What's it going to be about? I don't know, video games.
Right.
But like one of them was super into video games, and the other ones were like, yeah, I play a bit. But now it's part of their job, so they do it all the time. And they're good reviewers, I think.
Yeah, I've listened to I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 different episodes. So not a lot yet. There's 400 and something episodes. It's a little overwhelming. I just went through and picked out a couple of the ones that I found interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't too bad, but I started the one about Baldur's Gate 3 because I was a big fan of Baldur's Gate back in the day.
Like everything that, like, if all 3 of them give it a glowing review, I normally will try it out.
Yeah.
So I thought about getting that the new Pikmin game, Pikmin 3, Pikmin 4.
Oh, right.
I don't remember which one it is.
Yeah, I don't even.
But
know.
they all liked it, and I was like, man, I bet it sounds like it is fun.
I've never played any of them.
Me neither. But they're like, the first one, whatever, it's really hard. The second one, it's a better iteration, but it's still like some of the controls are impractical.
Right.
Number 3 was the best game, but still a little impractical and like didn't really hold your hand where the places it needed to.
Well, maybe they're gonna.
And then they're
nail
like,
it.
the new one is like, it's perfect.
Really?
It's like the best iteration of all of them.
Wow.
So I think I might dip in on that too, because once I get Baldur's Gate, it's fucking over.
Right.
I'm stop making the podcast for a couple more months and just play fucking Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
But I'll have a hell of a review when I'm done.
I'm interested to see how they do with that because I haven't seen any reviews about it. Like I didn't even realize it was a thing until I saw that release of that.
Yeah.
Because I used to be huge into games, but lately I haven't been doing a lot of gaming. I've played some Rocket League.
Well, Alicia works with a guy who's a gamer, and he like got the early access or whatever, and he said it's fucking awesome. So I love D&D. I played the original Baldur's Gate, and I haven't played one since then. Yeah. So I would definitely be in to fucking dip back in on that because I saw some screenshots. It looks great.
Is there any kind of co-op or is it a
see that I don't know.
Right. Be interested to see that.
Yeah. But you would almost think there would have to be, but it might just be a straight up single player game.
Right. It seems like a lot of newer games are trying to get into that market too, you know, especially something like Baldur's Gate. That's going to be big, I would think.
Pretty untapped.
Right.
Well, that's all I've got. You got anything else you want to add, J-Bone?
Nope. I think that's going to do it, I think.
If you want to reach the show, if you want to reach the show, you can always write us at itsjusttomovies.com. You can follow us on social networks at itsjust2movies. You can buy me a coffee, buymeacoffee.com/itsjust2movies, or we have Patreon content, which I swear to God I will be fucking updating. I just look, my life has been insane for the last 2.5 months. Don't even worry about it. Yeah, I see you. I know it's time. Waiting. Yeah, you keep fucking waiting. It's coming, okay? It's coming. It's recorded. I need like 5 hours.
Just fucking come over here and just set it.
Just plug into my computer and listen to it.
Yeah,
I'm not going to stop you. So we have that. If you want to check out any of that stuff in the episode description for this episode, you just click the thing that shows all the stuff that I type there. Right. There's links for all that shit and some other stuff. We're also an Amazon affiliate. If you're going to buy some shit on Amazon, click our link before you do it. And we get a kickback somehow. It's witchcraft.
You're going to be shopping already.
Right. Yeah, if you're going to be shopping already, just go ahead and help us out too. Leave us a like if you could, or a review on whatever platform you like. You can do it right there in an app. You can even leave us notes on Spotify, which is a new feature.
I haven't seen that.
It's pretty cool. And apart from that, I think that's probably about it. So until next time, as we say at the end of every episode of this show. Woo! Oh God!
You guys aren't gonna start sucking each other's dicks, are you?
Let's call that phone talk for a one-eyed Batman.
Can I make a suggestion that doesn't involve violence, or is this the wrong crowd?
Maybe we should call in a bomb threat to Houston. I think it's free beer night at the Astrodome.
The Jedi, Bob. We don't fight with guns. We fight with our mind.
Cousin business is booming.
That is one big pile of shit.
Jog on.
It's Just Two Movies is a production of Blue Cheese and Bacon Studios and can be found wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, special thanks for the people who helped make this show. That is going to be Russ Tafari, God-Sized and Growing, and Sons for our music, Lamplighter Productions for our artwork, Oh, yeah. I definitely want to throw out a thanks to Dave, who takes care of our YouTube platform, and Justin, who has started doing our TikTok. You can find us on TikTok at Just Two Movies Pod. Yeah, so hit us up on socials and tell your friends and leave us a like if you could. That's the show.
Just get all up in there.
Yeah, you need to be like, where if you wanted to lick the microphone, you wouldn't have to move your face. You could just go...
That's uncomfortable. You make everybody that comes in, sits in this chair, just don't get so close that you can lick it, but you can lick it if you need to.
Yeah, if you had to, you could just go.
Right. So I'm afraid that if I'm too close, I'm gonna actually do it. So then, next time Bird's here, he's gonna do it too, and then it's like we made out.
You guys will be Eskimo brothers.